Like, what is it that Sharif Cooper hasn't done that I can say he should do to say he's done it all?
He won that championship. That was it.
Everything. He's done everything. He's scored a lot of assists.
The only thing that can cap off his career is becoming Mr. Basketball.
So why is it that when I watch Juwan Odom, did I feel like he's the best player? Every time I watch Juwan Odom play, I feel like I'm seeing something special. Like I'm seeing something that I'm not gonna maybe not see again. I said that for a long time. BJ Boston was my favorite high school player in Georgia. I don't get that feeling that I'm seeing something I'll never see again.
Where you go?
Lovely podcast. We here?
It's an echo.
Y'all got echo?
Maybe it's me.
Nah, it's clear on my end.
I don't hear it neither, Bryce.
Maybe it's me. Oh, now I'm good now.
Hey, so they already started off with the comments. So tell everybody you're the reason why we're late.
I am. It's on me today. Today's whole show is gonna be about accountability. That's what the whole show is gonna be about. Wow. Memorial Day. Hey man, Bryce has been mixing it up. We're gonna talk about how mixy Bryce has been like over the last couple of weeks. Like
Me?
Bryce been mixing it up.
I have?
Listen.
Hey, Bryce, you've been out lately. I've been seeing your stories on Instagram. You've been active.
Have y'all been
active.
watching Bryce's IG?
Hey, my boy been active.
Active.
I'm fully vaccinated.
Bryce been out here in these streets.
I'm fully vaxxed.
Hey, we got Dre. Well, hey, Cincinnati turn up.
Hey man, Coach must know I'm about to say something dangerous tonight. Coach on the show, I'm about to say something dangerous.
I still ain't got that package, Dre. I'm still waiting for my Cincinnati package.
I'm gonna say this, man. Never mind. I'm not gonna block on lock. I'm not gonna block. Let me hear it. Listen, just stay tuned, Coach. It's coming early. I'm not even gonna make you wait this time. It's coming early. We're gonna get to it early. I gotta queue up some media because I feel like I'm gonna piss some people off today. And
can before you queue up your stuff and get to going, can we ask why you were 15 minutes late?
Why I was late?
Yeah.
I was taking care of something at the house.
You were painting?
Huh?
Painting?
No. He said painting?
Last time he was late because he was painting.
No, we're moving. We're moving. Yeah, the house is sold. We're preparing for the people to close on the house and getting everything ready for them to move in here, and we're moving out.
You moving to Hillgrove District?
No, not moving to Hillgrove District.
Where you going then?
I'm not going to Forsyth either. No, sir, I'm not going to Forsyth at all.
Marietta City?
Nah.
I think he going up to 400 Alpharetta.
Nah, I will. I need. Hey, Dr. Watkins, man, you down here in that Powder Springs area early enough or often enough that we can hang out, man. I can't make it to Forsyth.
He moving over there next to OTR.
No, I can't go to Buford. Can't go to Grayson. They're not gonna let my baby play.
Mundre don't look like a Gwinnett kind of person.
Yeah, no, not at all. They're not letting DeJuan play if I transfer to Grayson. It don't matter how much peers like me.
He's a Cobb County guy.
It ain't gonna happen. if Caden MacArthur was having trouble, Dewan gonna be in trouble. Yeah. Hey, listen, man.
Oh, you going to Buckhead? You have to move.
805 Pride. Hey, man, we're moving. Everything will be, announced when it's time. I don't want to mess up anything for my baby, but Dad's got to make sure he's happy. He's had a really great summer, man. Dewan is really at peace with the game of basketball, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
That's good. That's
What
good.
does that mean? What do you mean he's at peace?
He is no longer putting pressure on himself to walk in somebody else's path. Right? He's just like he's smiling again. You know what I mean? Like he's playing the game and he's smiling. I don't have to piss him off to get him to play a certain way. I don't have to, you know what I mean? Emotionally try to manipulate. Yeah, is he
starting to mature? He's starting to mature.
He's maturing. He really is, man. Like in all phases of his life. It's not complete, but I'm seeing a lot of growth, man. I'm so proud of him. I'm so happy with him. And he's happy just being who he is. And yeah, I've matured a little bit too, because I'm happy with him just being who he is too.
You haven't matured enough though, because I'm reading Huff comment. Huff said, "Has Dre gave y'all packages?" Nah, I remember. Hold on. I remember you telling me. Hold on, Bryce. I remember you telling me off the show, I'm not giving y'all nothing until you beat the Georgia Canes.
Is that somebody dogs barking like that?
Yeah.
My dogs are going crazy. Hold on, bro. Hey.
You heard what I said. I gotta wait till you come back, Bryce.
Hey, we ain't never gonna get the Voorhees gear. You can forget about that.
This is what he said off the show one night.
He's probably worn our stuff already on Huff's show.
Man, my dog's losing their mind, bro.
All right. So this is what Dre said off the show. He said y'all would get y'all gear once the Georgia Canes and Man Up match up, and when Man Up get that win, that's when he'll give us our gear.
Is that what I'm waiting?
That's what you said.
I don't remember saying that.
You don't have to remember. I remember.
I feel like Locke putting stuff on my jacket that don't belong on my jacket.
We are not going to go back down this route because
I'm just saying.
Bryce started.
Yeah, that's why we don't have our gear, Bryce, because he said he's going to wait till July until that matchup. When y'all talked about wearing each other's gear after the game, he said that's when Locke, that's when I'm going to give you your Voorhees gear.
I promise y'all.
Voorhees gear ain't nothing to do with that bet, though.
Y'all,
I don't know.
I promise y'all shirts is in the box that Huff sent it to me in, man. Like, I just keep forgetting. Every time we go out of the house, man, I forget to bring it.
He act like we play in different places.
No, we play. That's what I said. I forget. I didn't say like I didn't think I was gonna be there. I just, hey man, accountability. This show is about accountability. That's on me, bro. That's on me. I keep forgetting. Yeah, let's be accountable all podcasts. Let's talk. Y'all want to jump on me about this whole Trae Young stuff? I'll take it.
What did you say about Trae Young again?
Just be honest about what I actually said. That's all.
Hey, say y'all were lying about what I said about
No.
We were accurate.
We were very accurate. No. Hell no.
I said I would have taken Westbrook over John Wall. What are y'all talking about?
This is the literal question I asked who got the better deal? You literally said Houston because of John Wall.
I don't believe that. I don't think that doesn't even sound right. Coming off a dude who has an ACL.
No, because you was on John Wall's nuts this last summer. Yes, you were. You was like John Wall was on the No Chill podcast. You was sending me all the John Wall workouts. You actually sent me his high school mixtape. So we getting all this back this year.
That was before he got traded.
He had us playing John Wall workout tapes on the show. He did.
Yes.
You really did, bro.
Yes.
You really did, bro.
Got traded. That was before he got traded.
And when he got traded, you still was on that bandwagon.
Yes, he got traded. I said, I'm okay with Russell Westbrook. John Wall's coming off an ACL and an Achilles injury. I did.
No.
His video.
You want to make excuses once he got to Houston, but when he was with Washington, you hyped this man up.
All right, well, hold me accountable then. Since today's accountability day, whatever.
Bryce,
I still don't believe it until you go back and
man, that's too many episodes ago. We had 3 people: Huff, me, and Drake.
I don't believe you can't believe everything Huff say.
Oh man,
Huff team just made it to the playoffs this year.
Huff, see, Huff. They talking about I wanted you off the show. We see who wanted you off the show.
What you mean? I remember that episode. You don't remember that episode.
Bryce.
Yeah, okay. Trey Young is going to be an MVP.
I might have been wrong about that. Okay, well, Dre, we were wrong about Trae Young. And you also said you would have taken Colin over Trae Young. Should we continue with the list?
I did. I said that. And
I think most of us would have anyway. So,
and I gotta give Trae his props because yes, Trae Young is a superstar now. You win. My statement was
a superstar.
I mean, maybe that's a stretch, right? But that could be a stretch, Bryce.
I mean, I guess he's on his way.
He's a star. Let me say that. He's a star. He's
superstar. He's not.
That's another level.
Yeah, he's not Kevin Durant. He's now getting his own shoe.
I questioned whether or not Trae Young could play the way that he was playing and that be winning basketball. Right? Now, credit to him. He's made some good adjustments. Not so many 30, 35 footers.
Mm-hmm.
He's made some adjustments. He's playing great basketball. I don't want to take anything from him. He's made some adjustments. He's still putting up crazy numbers. To me, he looks a little more efficient. The guys around him look like they're playing in rhythm. John Collins still looks absolutely frustrated, but I think that's a John Collins problem.
Who's that frustrated with me?
Trae Young problem.
I didn't see frustration from Collins.
Maybe not. Winning cures everything.
Yeah.
Winning cures everything. But I think he's playing extremely well.
Now he's tough to stay in front of, that's for sure. And when he's getting to the cup, he's put a lot of pressure on that defense.
Yeah. He did stop shooting a lot of those threes.
That could have been a coaching thing.
Yeah.
I kind of had something to do with coaching.
Can I say this though? That about Trae Young. Trae Young's dad, and hopefully I don't get in trouble for this, but
Oh, you're skating on thin ice. You're out there right now, and I'm gonna leave you out there by yourself too.
Trae Young's dad tweets on him like he's an AAU kid. Like, I'm just saying he do. He don't realize his son is in the league. Like, you don't have to do none of that. Like,
that is Coach Bryce on Twitter.
It's the truth.
I don't want no smoke.
That's
I
funny.
don't want no smoke.
I mean, I be reading the tweets. He right. I'm not saying he wrong. I'm just saying, like, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't gotta go back and forth with these people. Your son is the point guard for Atlanta Hawks.
That's a fact.
That's in the second round of the playoffs. Got a chance to make the Eastern Conference Finals.
That is cooking at Madison Square Garden. You think I have anything to say to you? No, I could care less.
Even last year when he was getting those tweets off, like
he getting his tweets off. He is getting his tweets off.
They were putting up crazy numbers. So
he like one of these AAU dads, high school dads in Atlanta, just for the Hawks. But I can't blame him though, because I'd probably be doing the same thing.
Hey, I've been talking to some high school coaches, and it's crazy that this early high school coaches are already frustrated with parents.
How? They only had June only been there for 2 days.
I've had high school coaches tell me that now since Scooter went to the G League, that parents are now talking about their kids going to the overtime league. Yeah.
Good luck with that. The thing about these leagues is, honestly, in my opinion, and I don't know if this is right, the thing about these leagues is I think it makes it easier for kids to be recruited by mid-majors and low majors. I think.
Explain it, Bryce.
I don't really have any logic behind it. I just think like, okay, well, the kids like that who are extremely popular and extremely talented obviously are now considering those leagues in their top 5 or whatever the case may be. So the kids that are still really good have, in my opinion, have a better chance of playing Division I at the mid-major or low-major level because you can see, okay, well, these are the kids that I can target. That's just my thought. You know what I mean? Like, okay, these are some kids that I can really get, whereas maybe back before the overtime and the G League, you never know. Some of those kids might slip down a little bit. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of just where I kind of look at it. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but like those kids that are that good, like they're now out of the picture. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of not even in your, you got to recruit against them. So they're not really even in your like stratosphere. Like, you know, okay, well, this is the kid I can probably really get. And the kid has a really good chance of going to that school because, you know, that's just the way I look at it. I don't know if it's true.
I have a question that I wasn't planning on asking, but I'm going to ask it now. And I would love to know what y'all think. And chat, let me know, because I'm starting to hear that echo that Bryce was talking about. Chat, let me know if y'all hear any echo in the chat. Hit the chat and let me know. 1 for an echo, 2 if you don't hear anything. Let me know in the chat if y'all hear anything.
I don't hear anything right now.
One of the things that I would love to know is that right now in Georgia basketball, if you are a top 5 kid in your class, right now there is a certain expectation that you are, year over year, you are in the running to be a McDonald's. Is that fair?
Top 5?
Top 5 kid in your class.
Top 3.
Top 3.
In Georgia?
In the state
Top
of Georgia.
3.
So the top,
Let's say top 5. You're in the running, yeah.
that you have an opportunity, not that you are a McDonald's, but if
you're being considered highly, if you're top 5.
If you have a good enough summer, your junior year going into your senior year, that you could be a McDonald's if you're top 5 in that class already.
I mean, there's really no difference between 2, 3, 4, and 5 at that point. It's all not much.
I agree. But I could go top 3 lock. I'm even okay with that.
Yeah. Only reason I say top 3 because those people that are 4 or 5, they're normally the top in the 70, 80, 60 range in ESPN. Those top 3 are normally in the top 25, top 30.
Okay.
So so that's why I say top 3, because once you get like Kowalski and Usain Holt, those guys was in the 40s. They weren't in the top 25s. They was in the 40s.
Georgia. What were they in Georgia? You said 40s?
No, I'm saying in Georgia, they're top 5. But in the ESPN ranking, they're in the 50s and the 40s and the 60s. Those guys don't normally be McDonald's All-American.
Nah, that's true.
Okay. Let's say top 3. For the sake of this argument, let's say top 3. We've gotten accustomed. Top 3, you're in the running for McDonald's All-American.
Yep.
Are we going to this whole Scooter situation setting a precedent where if you are the best kid or the highest ranked kid in your class that you're going pro?
Unless the NCAA changes some things around real fast, that the dollar sign is equal, and you can still get the college experience. I think we're going to see a lot of kids go to overtime or wherever they want to go and get paid.
I think
pay that amount of money.
Will people wait to see how Scooter experience plays out?
I think they're going to wait until because Scooter's going to be the example, and I think he's going to do really well.
Yeah, but Scooter's not the first person to go to the G League.
Yeah, no, but he skipped his senior year. He's the first one that did that.
Yeah, he's the youngest one, but the G League Ignite program is not in their first year. You know what I mean?
No.
Like Raymond Green is about to go in the draft this year.
And here's the reason why I say this. So I know everybody in the chat is talking basketball, right? I'm not talking basketball. I'm talking parents. We understand how parents are.
Want the bread.
Once parents see how we talked about how I started the show talking about I love that DeJuan is okay and in his own skin and okay being in his own path. Not a lot of parents are okay with their kid's path. They're always comparing their kid to another kid.
The other kid. Oh, yeah.
And they're pushing for whatever this other kid got or whatever they think that he got. Even if what the picture of what that kid got in that parent's head is not even true. Because they're not closely enough attached to these things to really know the details of what's going on. It's the perception of what that kid got. I wonder if this sets a precedence and we start to see parents pushing for their kid to go to these leagues based off of Scooter setting that precedence and him doing it.
But Dre, here's the thing that we are missing in this what you're talking about. Yes, they're going to push their kid for that, but there's a piece missing that we're not talking about, which is the genetics of this. And yes, the kid works extremely hard, but if you look at Scoot's pictures, his hands are like Kawhi Leonard's. Arm go down to his knees. And we can't measure his heart clearly because he don't stop on the court.
No,
so
his motor is ridiculous.
His motor is different. So yes, I can push my child to the overtime elite all he want, but that don't mean that he has the genetics and the motor and the willpower to make it happen. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's my like. It should make it easier for you to go mid-major, low major. In my opinion.
I got a question for y'all. What kids do y'all see that can have the opportunity to do what Scooter did in Georgia?
I'm gonna say this, and I haven't always seen it from this kid, so I don't want to put a label on him that I don't think he's necessarily ready for, or I don't know what's in his family's mind. I haven't had no conversations with this kid at all. So I don't want anybody clipping this up and going to run with it because y'all know how people do. If I had to pick one 2022 that could go to the G League.
It could be 2022 or 2023.
Okay. If I picked a 2022, it would be Caleb Banks. From a pure talent, skill, ability perspective. But as we just talked about with Scooter, there's a lot more than talent, skill, and ability that goes into this. So I don't know that that's a good situation for Caleb, but he is the most interesting player, I think, whether it's 2022, 2023 in Georgia basketball. To me, he's the most intriguing.
No, he's very intriguing and he's got the intangibles, but I also think some kids are better for high major basketball than that route.
I agree. And that's why I started it that way. I didn't want to even put that on him, but Locke asked me that question, and that's the first kid that pops into my mind of whose game could handle it, who's good enough, skill-wise, ability-wise to handle it. I think Caleb Banks should go to college. But just to answer
it's also, if he's only 2023, it's really early for him to decide too.
No, Caleb Banks 2022.
It's 2022.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So my pick would be Stephon Castle.
Another good one. I have some of the same questions about Stephon Castle that I have about Caleb.
The other thing I think about these leagues too is it's a lot of his popularity. I think.
True.
So
like,
if he blows up, then yeah, like I can see that. But a lot of that is like the media shit.
No, it's not the media. I had this discussion with somebody. I said I don't see Mikey going to college.
The way he was playing last week in Houston, I'm just kidding.
No, he played like some shit.
I think we can all say that.
Yeah, he played like some shit, but it is what it is. He didn't
play well last year when he came here either.
But like you just said, he has that media presence.
Yeah. Where
his game is not carry over for the college level. I think he's going to be that overtime because he's going to, like, literally, it was We All Can Go play. They had Mikey Williams. Then I forgot the next game after them, the number 5 player in the nation. I forgot his name, but he said he was ranked number 5 in the nation. After Mikey played, everybody left. All the kids, everybody left the gym.
Yep.
All the kids and stuff came to see Mikey. So after that game was over, they didn't even watch the number 5 player in the nation. I said that wouldn't happen in Atlanta.
At all. Yeah.
So it's like you said, Bryce, that media presence. That's why I feel like with Mikey, that's going to be his lane to do the overtime.
Yeah, I can see him definitely going overtime. And
I can see that as well. And
his popularity he's like a rock star. Like honestly, he fits the mold to me.
People feel like I take shots at overtime because I do. I don't think that overtime league is about the basketball. I think it's about.
Well, you can't. I mean, you can't say this not about the basketball yet. They haven't done anything yet, and
that's fair.
We haven't seen them play yet, so we haven't seen their school. We haven't seen anything, so we can't. It's kind of hard to say. All we know of overtime is videos.
I've just seen what they promote.
What they produce. Yeah.
Yes.
They are, but I hate to say this, but that's how the culture. That's the culture now. You got to have the videos. You got to have the media. Kids play for that now. Kids don't play for wins. Like you said it, Mondre. Hey, kids can lose by 20 but have videos. And another thing, it's just like we seen these celebrities where their son is at the games, like Carmelo's son or LeBron. They won't do shit, but you will see their highlights.
Yep.
And they'll have 4 or 5 highlights from that weekend. I'm literally like, but you have to do that for some you. That's the era we in. You have to
know what's gonna happen. All that's gonna change, and all that they got by with that for the last year and a half because there was no live period. So you can drop videos, you can do all you want to do, but when there's people on the baseline watching you and you don't produce at that level with your video shows, then it means nothing.
You're gonna have to play real basketball now.
To play. So
yeah, you're gonna have to play. I'm wondering what's gonna happen. I'm fearful, right, I'm fearful of what could happen, but hey, at the end of the day, everybody makes their choice, and everybody will do what they feel like is best for their kid. And at the end of the day, who am I to tell them?
I mean, it's hard. I look at it this way. I feel like it's hard for kids and parents of that magnitude to turn that down because calculate. I mean, we can't even calculate how much money Overtime is making off of videos. And all these media people and camera people, and they making crazy money. So you want me to dunk the ball for free every weekend for you? Okay, great. You make a mixtape for me here and there. But then the rest of it, they charging and filling everybody else. So if you look at it, in my opinion, they're worth the money. Now, does that mean they're going to go to the league? I don't know. I don't know how that pans out. I don't know. But I also think that's why Coach K and Roy Williams have retired too.
I ain't know. He retired. Coach K retired because he got tired of boys sponging their head. That's when
Hey, Coach K retired because they told him he had to, because they found out where that Zion Williamson money really came from.
Right. They start tracking that thing down.
Are we gonna talk about how he gets away scot-free, clean, nothing attached to his name? He's gonna get a world tour.
Coach K.
And we're gonna pretend that he did not know that Zion got paid. That all of a sudden his family moved to North Carolina and had that big ass house, and we're gonna pretend that he didn't know any of that. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, it's no problem. Accountability show.
You already said everything about it, so we don't have to pretend.
Accountability show. All the black coaches went to jail.
So here's the thing, but Dre, wasn't he worth the money?
Yes, and he should have gotten paid. I'm just saying that all the black coaches went to jail.
They did. That's true.
They all went. They all went to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the black coaches went to jail. Will Wade still coaching? Is Sean Miller still coaching? Does he still have a job? I haven't looked.
He got let go of Arizona. I don't know if he's got somewhere else yet. Or he didn't get let go. I don't know if he got let go or he left, whatever happened.
He didn't leave in handcuffs.
Right.
Like Book Richardson did. That,
I'm sure he'll find somewhere else.
Accountability.
Stephen A. Smith had an interesting point as well this morning on his show where he said that, and I missed half of it. So I forgive me if I misquoted, but Stephen's did a subpar job and got a promotion. So if he's doing that, there's no hope for any of us. How do you he made it to Eastern Conference Finals a couple times, but I don't know.
Yeah, Louisville had strippers, man. They had strippers. I'm not even gonna go to how many schools. Yeah, I'm not going there. We're just dumb enough to have them in the dorms. Our program is in shambles. That's a good segue though into the accountability part of our show, because Louisville hired Chris Mack, who has done a absolutely positively mediocre of a job as you could possibly do. Has underwhelmed the hell out of everybody at the University of Louisville, and we could have had Kenny Payne. Anybody notice what happened to the Kentucky program after Kenny Payne left? Guess what John Calipari did after Kenny Payne left and the season sucked? He went back and hired some of the old assistants like Orlando Antigua and others who were getting busy with him and for him when they were successful. This whole thing that head coaches are doing it by themselves, and head coaches getting a lot of the credit and assistant coaches getting none of the credit but taking all the blame, is something that happens kind of far too often in this whole college coaching thing. They hired Chris Mack, by the way, at Louisville. For what reason? They hired him because his wife is from Louisville. That was the big selling point. That's why we're not a blue blood school, man. That's why we can't have nice things.
Yeah, he came from Xavier, right?
Yeah.
And what's the name from Sean Miller came from Xavier, right? Before him.
Sean Miller, was he Xavier?
I think so. Where the hell did that tweet?
Locke don't get his just due as an assistant, I don't think.
He do. He the best parapro out in the business.
They be calling me a paraprofessional.
Hey, Locke, what's in the cup?
Look like he wine. Some wine.
Coca-Cola.
Hey, before we get in this next topic, man.
Oh, I see you. Oh, hey, I peeped it. I did peep it.
Dang,
you see his neck? You see my boy neck?
Yeah, we doing a neck check. We doing a neck watch, man. Neck
hey,
check,
I see you. My bad. My guy.
Hey, man. One weekend.
Hey, that fasting paid off, Bryce.
No fast food.
I've been stopping that fasting though. Now I just be eating regular good food, healthy food. Try to eat healthy food. You know what I'm saying?
Well, work now, hey man. You a full-time you got now.
That's a fact.
My phone be ringing all daggone day now, right? All these parents.
No fast food, man. No sodas. Yeah, man.
Well, if you have a soda, if you have a taste for a soda, what do you do?
I've been having some tea. So I try to limit myself to a glass or two of sweet tea. I try not to overdo it. That public sweet tea is thumping, dog.
No, hey, off the chain.
I don't lie to you. That public sweet tea is thumping, dog. I saw our boy CY on another podcast. I was kind of sad, but
talking about the field of 60. What is it?
Yeah, can I show y'all that bullshit?
Sure.
Yep.
I want to show y'all this shit. I don't know if we're gonna get in trouble. Chris Mack equals white privilege. He's certainly not doing a good job at what's supposed to be a blue blood school. But okay. They'll keep blaming it on Rick Pitino. It's cool. Let's see. I want to show y'all this from this podcast, and I'm gonna stop it a lot as we go. But I want y'all to understand a few points because there's a very important thing that came out in this show. I just want to set the tone before we play it. Turnkey is on this panel. Turnkey is a national search firm that helps colleges find their head coaches. The interviewer immediately says, I don't like the idea of people using search firms, but I'm okay with you guys because you work hard, you do your work or whatever. So yeah, that's where they are. Poor CY is in the middle of this. I won't play his comments, but trust and believe he was trying to give them some game the entire time. And they just, I'll show you what went down. Okay, here we go.
Let it ride.
Let's see. Y'all didn't see my screen?
Yep.
All right, here we go. I'll make this bigger.
Episode of Candy Coaches.
But our
This is Mike DeCourcy this week because we can't say that about myself or Rob Doster. So I'm glad to bring up the little bit of respect in the media world this week. So we appreciate it. I don't know how many people know I'm not the biggest fan of search firms. I put it out there. I'm not, but part of it is honestly that I'm not the biggest fan of search firms that don't do their homework. And the reason I have both you guys on here is because I see you a lot of different places, both Katie and Chad. I know you work at it. I know you call people that are close to me. You know, you're doing your homework, which is part of the reason I brought you on here. Part of the reason is we needed somebody to talk about search firms. So anyway, I want to ask you guys first, Katie, start with you. I guess, what do you guys do exactly? A lot of people want to know that. They ask me that all the time. Like, what do you do in the process? Take me through kind of maybe from point A to the end of how this whole thing works.
Absolutely, Jeff. I appreciate you having us on again. We're happy to be your token search firm of the day here. So, every search is very different, but our goal really doesn't change throughout the search process. It's to facilitate a great search. It's to work with our client, who is the athletic director of the athletic department, and really put together a great set of candidates based on what they're looking for. What do they need? What are they looking for? And who's the best fit? And we don't get to pick who wins. That's one of the most misconceptions of the search business, is that we have this job tree, and we just pick all the people that we want to get the jobs, and we have a stable of people that are the people that have kissed up to us or whatever throughout the process. That's not the case, at least not with us. Our job is to run a great process, make sure it's fair, make sure it's diverse, make sure our client has somebody to talk to. The AD job is lonely, during the search process. Confidentiality is.
I want to highlight something real quick. As she is explaining what the job is, I felt like I didn't know. I felt like she was confirming the definition of what search was. So I had to go back and I had to look up the definition of search. The definition of search is to explore or examine in order to discover. To look at or examine a person or object carefully in order to find something concealed. Okay? To go or look through a place, area, etc., carefully in order to find something that is missing or lost. That is the definition of search. So, in her explanation, she says that we don't have a pool of candidates. That's not how we do it. We don't have this list of candidates. We don't have people who have sucked up to us or kissed up to us, and then we just take those people and place them in jobs. That's not what we do. That's what she's saying. Mm-hmm. Am I incorrect on that?
No, you're correct. That's what she literally just said.
Literally what she just said. Okay, cool. Let's keep going.
A big piece of it, and there are only a certain number of people that they can trust. Maybe they can't trust their top donor. Maybe they can't trust, someone else on their search committee to not talk. So it's us, right? So our job is to really go out to. It's not just a 2-week job. It's a 365 day a year job. And we do things like this. We get to know coaches. I sit on the board of the Rising Coaches Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Council. Our job is to be integrated in your world. Yes, it's your job to kind of come find us and seek us out, but it's our job to go seek you out. And that's what makes a good search firm, to be able to give intel behind the scenes about an individual that an AD doesn't know.
It is their job to go seek out the good candidates. That is what she's saying is her job to go do. She acknowledged, yes, hey, if you want to be considered for a position, we've all applied for a job before, but I think we've all probably been called by a recruiter before for jobs that we did not apply for. Her job is to integrate herself into the coaching world and to find great coaches.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said. Okay. Now, at some point in this conversation, accountability, at some point in this conversation, it gets brought up that HBCU coaches are not respected in the search process. I don't want to make this up. So I just want to play the conversation as it panned out in the panel. Give me a second. Let me make sure I find it. Here we go.
About how the coaching ladder does not extend down to the HBCUs. And in that, since that, I only know of one HBCU head coach that climbed into a higher level, Steve Murfield from Hampton. That's the only one I'm aware of off the top of my head. And there may have been others. I don't think there have been. Do you two, Chad and Katie, see resistance from some of the clients that you work with in regards to people like Ravel Moten, he's done it for a decade at the highest level of his league. I mean, he's been at the top of his league, at or near the top of his league every year for a decade, and still, he's still there. And I understand their connections and everything, but I do wonder if that's an obstacle that coaches who enter the HBCUs face. HBCUs, excuse me.
Well, we've had several in our candidate pool. I would say no.
That cat.
Because a lot of times they don't know what they don't know, right? Or they do know what they don't know, and they rely on a lot of people. I will say, correct me if I'm wrong. If you think I'm wrong, there's got to be a little hustle, a little self-promotion, a little marketing done, right? And the guys in the HBCU, using agent, they're not out there kind of putting their name out there. Like, it's a squeaky wheel in a lot of these deals where, agents just wear me out about it. Okay, we're working, or, someone's made the effort. So a lot of those guys, what I tell you earlier about coming from here and the recruiting and everything, haven't made the effort to reach out and really get to know us, right? So there's a hustle element there. Unfortunately, guys, it's not good enough to just be good at your job because there's a lot of good persons. Oh, you gotta be good. You're also supposed to be connected and known, right? Because what I say earlier, thousands of jobs, thousands of coaches competing for tens of jobs. So, that's my personal experience. Katie, any thoughts on it?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Before we get to Katie's horrible answer, I want you guys to understand, and I can post this link to the full interview. The man that just spoke before this question was asked said in the last 8 years since he's been doing this, he has seen the need for diversity from athletic directors go from something I can almost quote his exact words. It went from, hey, to CYA, right, to cover my ass, let's get a diversity candidate in here. It went from that to, hey, I'm seeing all of these social issues plaguing our society. Hey, why don't you make sure you send me some diversity candidates so that I could talk to some guys. To diversity being a number one priority. He said that himself. It's a number one priority because ADs are looking around and saying, hey, We don't have anybody in charge that looks like the athletes on campus. That came out of his mouth, that it's a number one priority.
Well, it must have been a number one priority for them too, because they have a black woman over diversity.
I'm getting to Kelly. Hold on. Here we go.
Chad, I think, you have to be known to be needed. I always say that. So we don't know who you are. We can look at we don't just Google. We're not like fans. We don't just Google, hey, who's, number one in your conference. Okay, put that person up for a job. It's, the references, endorsements, testimonials, and then the fit. What is the AD looking for? Why is the job open? Did someone retired? Did they have egregious behavior? Did they get fired? Did they take a better job? There's so many reasons. And then when you evaluate all that, there's always filters, right? That filter down in the AD, and maybe they're not interested. I mean, sometimes, I've called a couple of HBCU coaches.
Okay, shut up. I can't even do this anymore. I can't even listen to that shit anymore. Maybe they're not interested.
It sounds, and I watched it too, and from the beginning of her speech, when she was explaining what the candidate must look like on paper, well, that's what they were asking her. At least she didn't answer. She didn't have an answer for it. Like, if I ask you a question, like, how do I get this job? What do my qualifications have to be? Should it be 5 years as the head coach, a certain number of wins, most improved, whatever it is? I don't know. There was none of that. So what that leads me to believe is you're just going off of your own subjective opinion of who's right for
that position.
That position to replace Lon Kruger, because she used Lon Kruger.
This is my primary issue. Her opening statement was, it's not about who kisses up to us to get a job. We don't have a pre-planned tree or database of guys when a position comes open that we're going to fill a position. You went from that to HBCU coaches being brought up, and then all of a sudden, the goalpost moves. It went from, we are a search firm. We go search. We go find the best candidates. We go find the coaches. At her words, an AD's job is lonely. You don't know what you don't know. That's why you come and get us, because we know what you don't know.
Yep.
I'm trying to do this without cussing. We know what you don't know because we search. We go find what is missing. We go find what is lost. We go find the candidates who are great for your university that you don't know exist. That's what she said. But when LaVelle Moton's name was brought up, and I want to list off some accomplishments. Coach Moton, 2020, 2019, MEAC tournament champions. MEAC tournament most outstanding coach. Won all MEAC selection. 2017, 2018. Guess what? Tournament champion again. Guess what? MEAC tournament most outstanding coach again. 3 all MEAC selections. 2016, 2017. NABC District 15 Coach of the Year. BoxToRow.com, HBCU National Co-Coach of the Year. MEAC Coach of the, this is all 2016. MEAC Coach of the Year. Finalist, Hugh Durham National Coach of the Year, top mid-major coach. This is still 2016, 2017. Ben Jobe, National Coach of the Year, top minority coach. MEAC Tournament Champions, MEAC Tournament Most Outstanding Coach, most regular season champions, 13-3. 2 MEAC select 20. We can go back 2014, 2015, NABC District 15 Coach of the Year. Like, it goes on and on. All the way back to 2011. His list of accomplishments. But somehow, when his name got brought up, you can't just be good at your job. Somehow, when his name gets brought up, oh, you can't just be good. Then good isn't good enough when Lavelle Moulton's name get brought up. Instead of taking accountability and saying, hey, this is an area where we're not good at. You're going to tell Lavelle Moulton that he's not good at something. It is, you are not a search firm, you're a gatekeeper, and there's a difference. There is a difference. You're a gatekeeper. They explain how they want candidates to come in town, come to their office, invite me to your practices, invite me to your film breakdown. Let me watch you work.
You know what I got from that vibe? Let me invite me out to your gym. Let me see film study. You know what I got from that? It was like I kind of got the vibe that I was never like an athlete. I kind of want to like. I'm so intrigued by this. I want to come see. What?
The goalpost constantly moves for these coaches because it used to be that they told these guys. It's why you see all of these coaches wearing suits and shit, because they told them that you have to be a CEO.
Yep.
You can't just be a basketball coach. You have to be a CEO.
Yep.
Now, you can't just be. If we think about the MEAC basketball, to me, right? No disrespect to Will Jones, great coach, right? But there's two names that pop up immediately to me, and that's Lavelle Moulton and Robert Jones.
Facts.
Robert Jones, the most winningest coach in the state of Virginia. Like CY tried to tell him on this podcast, don't get emotional, read the data. The most winningest coach in Virginia is not in your candidate pool, and the most decorated coach in HBCU basketball is not in your candidate pool. And your answer for that is it's a hustle issue on their part. Like, winning doesn't take hard work.
Yeah.
And Robert Jones came on our show, right?
Yep.
And from the vibe that I got from him was, and based off his background, is I got to where I am from hustling.
Man, they all had to hustle.
Yeah, like I don't know how to get there without that.
Yeah, because you look at MEACs don't have the budget. HBCUs don't have the budget. You have to hustle. They have to work. I feel like they have to work harder than a lot of other schools.
Ways around to recruit and different things.
They have to work harder, and they still win.
I would be willing to say that maybe they don't see the benefit of networking with you.
But Dre, even if their job is a search committee or recruiters or whatever you want to call them, headhunters, I don't know. If that's their job, they should have this database, whether you are whatever league you're in.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay. I just watched so-and-so. I'm pretty sure Norfolk State made it to the tournament this year, didn't they?
Yeah, they won the league.
Okay, so there's no reason why that they're not in my database.
I'm gonna tell you another good reason to have LaVelle Moulton in your database. He plays a game at North Carolina that is on national TV, December the 12th. Final score: North Carolina pulls it out by 6, 73-67.
That speaks volumes.
6-point basketball game is North Carolina Central and the University of North Carolina. Oh, and guess whose job was open?
Was there any more to that clip?
Nothing worth it. nothing. I had way more to go, but I can't. I'm literally going to.
I mean, it's difficult for me to buy into any of that because if you're not in the trenches, if you're not at AAU events, if you're not in high schools, if you're not colleges, wherever. How do you know somebody is qualified or good or bad for this position or what? Like, what are you talking about? If he, I
would have taken a hey, we can do better.
Right.
We can do better with HBCUs. We can do better with the SWAC. We can do better.
Or we have placed this number of HBCU coaches at the next level. Yes, we need to improve, but we've placed a few. Then I could go with that too.
Or we've gotten this many HBCU coaches interviews. AD didn't pull the trigger.
He just didn't get the job done. I can live with that too.
We see the value. We know those guys. We know their track record. We can't make that. We can't make a AD pull the trigger. But
right.
When you get defensive and you tell me it's their problem, all right, tell me what type of time you on.
The worst thing that they probably could have done in that minute or two was say that it was a hustling thing.
Yeah, that was
the worst thing.
That was the worst.
Yeah. Like,
you attacked the most decorated coach in HBCU basketball. You attacked his work ethic.
And I mean, you just got to understand that the way the word that hustle, like grinding, hustling, to say that they don't is not good. That just wasn't. That's not good.
That is the worst thing you can say about an HBCU coach.
Especially when it's your job to know.
Because you would look at like, well, look what he's done in the conditions or what he was given. Not a great budget. You're not probably getting the top recruits. You're not getting the top recruits.
You might get transfers here and there, whatever the case.
Yeah, it's so many obstacles, and you still finding out a way to come on top. Now you look at it. What can he do when he has the budget? When he has the stamping of a big name program? When he's given the opportunity to do what he needs to do?
What else can you do?
And like I said, in my opinion, the Danny Ainge, Brad Stevens is a prime example of what they do, of what's going on here. It's the same thing. Oh, you were a little bit above that. You were okay. You made it to the Eastern Conference Finals a few times. You might have won. You probably should have won a championship with the team you had, but I'm still going to promote you when I leave. What?
Do you think they wouldn't have did Doc Rivers like that? He had to go to LA.
Doc Rivers had to win in Boston.
Yeah.
With his big three. Now let's not get it confused. They have Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. I mean, they've had plenty of pieces.
Had a lot. Didn't have the right leadership.
So what you're saying is, okay, well, I think he's a good fit for basketball operations now. Based on what?
but I feel like all that was written in stone years ago.
Yeah.
Danny Ainge probably told him, "Hey, I'm going to retire soon.
Oh yeah.
You're the head coach.
The
A couple
fact
years, you're gonna be right here."
that Danny Ainge was even allowed to hang around with the job that he was doing. I was on Danny Ainge's ass years ago on this show. You never got rim protection. LeBron was in your league. You drafted forward after forward after forward. How many 6'8" guys can you have on one team?
Yeah.
Your whole team was 6'8", and then you go get a 5'7" point guard.
Hey man, Isaiah was cooking though.
Isaiah was cooking, and they should have paid him.
Yes.
Or they should have allowed him to get surgery and get healthy instead of forcing him to do what he did. One of the two.
He was delivered a bad hand.
I'd be curious to know, just because we're on this topic, what coaches they placed that search for him.
That's a good question. That's something we can do some research on, honestly, because they should have an alumni list of where they place coaches.
And the young lady who's over diversity and inclusion, what is her job?
Hey, y'all want me to read what her LinkedIn profile says?
I don't really want to put her on blast.
This man here. This man here.
I can read off her LinkedIn profile. Hey, Bryce, you're a lot smarter than me. You went to Morehouse, so you may be able to decode what this means.
Okay. You going to share our screen?
I couldn't. Hold on. Here we go. This is the director of diversity inclusion at Turnkey. She was hired 2 years ago. I'm not pinning this on her. Those were not her words out here. She's just the director of diversity and inclusion for this company. So, hey, but I'm not sure what this paragraph means. Help me understand, Bryce.
I had to zoom in. Hold on, because it might. Hold up.
Do I need to make it bigger?
If you can. And I got my glasses on too. I still can't see it. Kelly drives further. No, don't make it bigger. I can see it. Okay. I'll tell you. She is an energetic professional with a master's in science. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't see any substance here.
I don't.
Drives and further development. I don't know what that means.
With specific emphasis on Turnkey's intentional dedication to the advancement of people and culture initiatives.
That doesn't say what she does with the company. Like,
no, it doesn't.
Like,
okay, cool.
That's just maybe that's just her like generic objective about who she is. You know what I mean?
I have to give myself look. I have a Fern Creek.
No, again, like it's not her fault. It's not on her. I don't think. But
very true. Very true.
It's just interesting. I just was looking at that tweet after it went viral, and I was scrolling down, and I happened to look at somebody else posted their staff, and it's like, whoa, whoa. Interesting. Could you imagine in that office being the only black person in there?
What it reminds me of is, we just lost We just lost a legend.
A goat.
We just lost a legend. We just lost a legend.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Coach Grady Brewer, head coach of Morehouse University.
College.
Yeah.
Morehouse College, sorry. Passes away after over 33 years
Yeah.
at Morehouse.
He is Morehouse.
100%. We understand the success and what he means to that program.
And to the city and to Atlanta.
Yeah, to the city.
And
To HBCU basketball.
I
That's
don't
college
know
basketball, period.
what other opportunities that Brewer may have been presented. I don't know had opportunities been presented to him that he would have ever left Morehouse, because we all know how much Morehouse means to Coach Brewer. But I can't separate these two topics because he was at Morehouse. He was at the place that embraced him.
The most.
They show him the most love.
I say the same for LaVelle Moulton. He's at the place that embraces him. I say the same thing about Rob Jones. He's at the place that embraces him. Doesn't mean they couldn't move on and do something else. We lost a giant here in Georgia. Could the state of North Carolina lose a giant one day and have the same kind of questions? If LaVelle Moulton or Robert Jones, if it's in their heart to want to see what else they could do, they should have that opportunity. Because, you know, that day comes for all of us, right? And I don't know about you guys, but I want to push myself to the limits of what I can accomplish. And I don't want to minimize Coach Brewer. I'm not saying that. Like I said, Coach Brewer, it would not surprise me if he had many other opportunities and he turned them down because Morehouse College meant that much to him. I know he meant that much to the state of Georgia, to the city of Atlanta.
Hell, to college basketball.
100%.
Oh, Coach Cal tweeted on him.
Cal tweeted him out. Like,
absolutely. But immediately, and maybe it's just because how my brain is wired, right? My brain goes there. It's like we don't have these guys forever. And here we are, we have people who are able to stand in the way of progress for them when nobody should be able to stand in the way of progress for these guys. Right? Me, hey man, you can call me a mediocre podcaster at best, right? Like, cool, that's fine. But we're talking about guys who have a resume that there's no ifs, ands, buts, there's no doubts. Nobody should be able to gatekeep and stand in their way. That's it. I'm gonna watch Locke dance for a second because I want to change the. Come on, Locke.
Let's go! Let's go! Hey! What you tell him? What you tell him? Let's go! 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 go. Hey. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Hey, that's how I feel. That's how I feel when that direct deposit hit.
Dre, do you think Locke knows whose song that is?
He got to.
I can't say the name. I know the song.
What's the name of the song?
Hey, I do feel like
I know the song.
after
Do you
the
know the name
last,
of the song? Huff, can you help him out, please? Somebody?
I feel like after the last live period game is played, that's how Locke is leaving the gym, though.
Yeah,
No,
especially if Uncle Ball working out in his favor and he
Here
and
he goes.
his
Here
nephew
he goes. Oh,
and his
Dre,
nephew
I'm about to get him, Dre. Dre, I'm about to get him. Dre, man, you know, man, my butt line been blowing up all
Hey,
week. You know.
hey, they was on my head today, boy, about a tweet. Hey, on my head. I'm talking about a tweet. So now I gotta explain my whole plan about how I tweet.
Dude, nobody wasn't tripping. It was a little. I didn't pay no mind.
It wasn't just you. It was people from the other kids too.
Oh, really?
So now, what y'all just showing is what y'all gonna do when them college coaches come out.
Hey, man.
Y'all gonna be acting a fool.
Hey.
Bam gonna go 1-on-5 and look at me and say,
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, man, my dude been feeling himself all week. Hey, man. See now, Bruce is trying to turn back to Bryce.
Whatever that means.
It's getting around that time. You know, my boy my boy got that hotline bling right now. He was doing the dance the other night.
Phone been buzzing a little crazy. Phone been buzzing a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm gonna drop a tweet on everybody. But daggone, you gotta give me some time.
Bryce. I know what's going on.
I stopped tweeting this year, man. That's why I haven't tweeted
Nah.
out. I've been tweeting.
I haven't stopped tweeting, but things that I used to tweet, I don't tweet anymore. I don't tweet no more. I don't tweet kids' interests. I don't do that shit.
I noticed you stopped doing that this year. Why?
It's a waste of time.
It's stupid.
Is it?
Yes. But,
Yes.
all right.
Hey, hold on. As my daddy would say, hold on. When I questioned it, Bryce, y'all was on my head.
No, I wasn't. I'll never be on your head.
Hold on. What did you question it?
When I questioned tweeting out interest, nah, Dre, you gotta get on it. Y'all don't be on it. You gotta know what you're doing.
Well, Dre,
It's
it's
different
levels
for,
to that shit.
it's different
It's
for,
levels.
for yeah, it's levels. You know why I don't do it anymore? It's because I started seeing newer programs doing it. I'm like, yo, I ain't doing that shit no more.
It's levels. So
And
Dre,
it's-
you might have to start off doing
You
that.
Dre, I used to do that every single time somebody called about Marcus Foster. I'm not doing that no more because I feel like it's going to open up a can of worms for everybody else. And I feel like you need to try to you need to get an offer. Like that's what matters. So
Now, it is only one of the greatest things about that tweet. You can say when college coaches ask you who all's recruiting him, you can say go look at my tweets.
Yeah, you
Like,
can.
That's the biggest benefit about showing who's interested in the kid.
But yeah, and the other reason I stopped doing it too is because kind of like when I know a kid about to commit and the whole world doesn't, it's kind of like that factor of like, yeah, like we working behind the scenes.
You like tweeting out press conference.
Period. Yeah.
Hey, he stole that though.
I definitely stole it, but hey, I stole it from EJ. But I ran off with the plug on that one. But
it'll be a few.
I don't know, man. I don't know. And to me, interest is so general.
It's an interest. Like, okay, why would I tweet out how many girls are interested in me?
But here's the thing. A lot of coaches now, because they haven't been out in so long,
A lot wild.
they're trying to catch up with. They're trying to catch up with the kids that are out there and see who's out there. So how does anybody have any interest if they haven't even been out? You know what I mean? Like some kid, like I don't know. So I don't even tweet that stuff no more.
He gonna let her ride tomorrow though. Tomorrow.
That's different though. That's different. They on campus.
No.
That's different.
But yeah, it's level.
I'll drop visits, but like saying that a bunch of schools reached out, like that don't
and a lot of those schools, they just reach out. You probably after they reach out maybe once or twice, you're not gonna hear from them anymore.
They doing their due diligence anyway to see who's like they doing their job.
If you blow up 2 or 3 months from now, they feel like they already started that connection.
Right.
And stuff. So it's just what we call it a smoke signal.
Uncle Drew think he's slick. He posted that video of his kid and he was playing against the Canes and he was giving us buckets, but he ain't posted final score. That's what my group chat said.
Hey, them group chats be jumping.
Yeah, I didn't say that I stopped tweeting, period. Don't mistake that. I stopped tweeting about our kids.
Why would you do that though?
Because our kids needed to focus on how they played and not what was being tweeted.
Okay, I get that.
I can live with that.
We needed to focus on how we play.
So are you going to start back tweeting in July or when the team camps start? Hey, speaking on team camps, some of these high schools are going to too many team camps in 3 weeks.
Boy, they're gonna be dragging them. They're gonna drag them.
Joe, I see more team camps than player development in some of these schedules.
Hey, this is probably why I stopped playing basketball, bro. You got to go from AAU, and then you got to go June team camp practice every day. Then you got to go back to AAU in July. Like, when do they have a break?
Hey,
sheesh.
I know you can afford these team camps, some of these schools, but it's no way in hell you're going to 16 camps in June. There's no way in hell.
Honestly, if it were me, I would probably do 2, maybe 3, probably 2, and the rest of our time we gonna be training and working on our game. Because come the season, I already don't want to be going over stuff like that. Like I need to be getting back straight into practicing schemes and stuff. So
wasn't they already training though? Like in April?
Yeah, true.
So, yeah, but now you have a whole month of just focus with your group though, with your team. Yeah. So it's a little.
Yeah, I got you.
So
not like 4-man or 3-man, 4-man, whatever.
I know some 7-8 programs are just doing one team camp, and then I seen other programs, and because I got the explanation, like, okay, why is this team doing 6 to 8 team camps? Their reason was because all their players returning. They say they are not bringing in anybody new. It's a group they had there since freshmen, so they're just going to get a ton of games in. But I'm like, okay, aren't your kids playing in July as well? He was like, yes. I'm like, you don't feel like that's going to burn them out? Doing 16 camps. And basically, he was like, no.
They're gonna be burned out, bro. What we've seen here in the last couple of years, let's keep it a buck, is the division and the trying to keep up and outshine, whether you're trying to outshine a high school or the AAU trying to out, vice versa. That's what it is.
Sure. And
high school coaches have never had live period until now.
Yeah, it's the second summer.
Right. when it looks fun, and you know what I mean, and you get to play in front of the college coaches and do all that shit. You ain't never been, like.
So
Hey, just let me know Bryce not taking no high school job.
no,
Mondre,
what I've been saying for years, he's a full-time AAU guy. He's not a high school basketball coach.
I'm Worldwide West. I'm the Black Jerry Maguire.
This let me know Bryce ain't taking no high school.
Yeah, I would though. If I would coach as an assistant or something like that.
No, you won't.
Have you applied?
You don't apply for assistant jobs, Hillsman voice.
Wait, no, you don't. Wait. If you apply for it, if you're going to, you would have to apply for a job in another school though to be the assistant.
Assistant jobs, like I'm just talking about just strictly coaching. Assistant, that's off word of mouth, isn't it?
Yeah, I never seen an assistant
have to be working at that school to be the assistant, right?
No, not necessarily.
Bryce works at working at the middle school, coaching at
Creekside. I taught at middle school and coached at Westlake. It's better to be in the same building. It's easier. It's more convenient.
Okay.
At this point in my career, am I interested in going back and forth? No. So if I'm not in one place, I don't plan on doing it. If that helps you out.
I was about to say, because I know you are not, and I'm just throwing out assumption, you are not teaching at an APS school and coaching in COP.
And you can probably do that, but I don't know what the rules are. And no, I wouldn't do that because every day you're going from one building to the next building. And by the time you get home, you're just going to be worn out. You know what I mean?
Okay, so that will be back to my question. Have you applied?
As an assistant?
Have you applied for your new teaching job?
Bro, what is it? Oh, you the new turnkey? That's it. Shit.
I'm done, bro. I'm done. I just asked the question. I'm done. I'm gonna let it go, right?
You should know the answer to that question already.
I don't know nothing.
We have to do? We have to bring some of the new high school coaches that got these jobs, like Spivey, Coach Griffin at there, the guy Coach Harnett. They got the Southeast Macon job.
Hey, let me tell you something about me and the assistant. You got to be ready for what I bring. I'm high maintenance, and I don't be playing no games. I ain't gonna play no games with you now,
bro. You was at Creekside for 2-3 years. What you talking about high maintenance?
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Hey, man. Hey. You can talk with AAU. You can't talk in high school. Hey, come on, man. Hey. Do your thing with AAU, my guy, but when you come to high school, man, you just can't.
I am. But the thing about it is, though, I receive compensation more at Creekside than any other place.
No, I'm just.
Oh my god!
Wait,
I made
this, Bryce.
And I like my basketball. Here's the reason why I don't apply. I haven't applied and I haven't fully got it because I like my basketball stuff to be the way I like it.
What does that mean?
I just like to do what I like to do, and if I'm working for somebody, I have to feel like you know what the hell you're. I have to feel like we're on the same page. I have to feel like. And for me, like when it comes to basketball and it comes to kids and it comes to how to play the game, I am very no nonsense.
So that's why you left Creekside?
Not necessarily. Honestly, what led me to not coach Creekside anymore, honestly, was because AAU got pushed back in the summer due to COVID, and I was just tired. I was just like, I just don't want to. I want to go home. Honestly, so we finished AAU the day before school started, and then conditioning started. Like, nah, bro, I'm just not interested in it. So that was part of the reason, yes. But okay. I'm just explaining to you about basketball when it comes down to it. Like, that's just how I am, bro. And
so
even a lot of kids who don't understand that don't like to be coached by me.
They don't like to be coached because you be out here playing musical chairs with all that substitution.
I've only had 7 players, 6 players the last 3 weeks, so everybody been playing.
Yeah. So I want to know what our high school coach is going to do with this live period, because live period pretty much is a showcase, correct? To showcase the kids and their talent.
They're gonna be out there calling the flex and motion and all that other stuff.
What? There's nothing wrong with that. I don't feel like that's basketball.
Nah, it ain't nothing wrong with it,
but are you gonna let that kid?
My point is, it's not about the coach.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said we need to bring high school. We need to bring some of the new high school coaches that got these jobs. I want to know what are their game plans, what they're going to do. Are they going to let their top guys or their top prospects just rock out? Or are you going to be trying to figure out what you got on your team? Or, what's your subbing pattern is going to be? Who's going to be your, what's your rotation is going to be? I want to know what they're going to do during this live period.
I want to know if they're going to handle it like AAU and really play the guys on their bench and give those bench guys an opportunity to showcase in front of coaches.
I think the high school coaches that come to AAU games, they would know what to do.
AAU
guys, say it again, Trey. You got let the guys on the bench play.
AAU guys understand that when it comes to live period, coaches in the gym, that like Locke said, it's a showcase. It's different than the state tournament. The state tournament, you may shorten your roster. You may shorten your rotation.
Hell, it's different from
these 7 guys, these 8 guys.
What I will say is for a parent or for a player, if the coach is not playing you during that live period session, it's a good indication that you're probably not going to play during the season.
Oh, yeah, you got to transfer.
You got to get up out of there.
You got to get up out of there.
So,
No. Hey, I ain't going to lie. We're going to see somebody play one team. You know how AAU goes. Somebody going to be playing for Grayson on Friday, then on Sunday going to be playing for goddamn Darrell.
But hey,
look, I'm gonna be honest.
And the crazy thing is, if that happens, AAU coaches, we used to that. I had a kid come up to me last week and say, "Hey man, you only got 6 players. Can I play with y'all?" I'm like, "Bro, actually, I would let you play if my jerseys weren't in the trunk and I didn't feel like walking to the trunk." I would. I don't care. But coaches, I don't think high school coaches are built like that.
No, they're not.
Like they're built like, no, I need my 8 or 9 or 10 that we've had practice the whole month. Shit, for me, I'm like, hey, bro, you trying to get some running? Shit, come on.
I hope they understand that it is a showcase, and I hope they do go to the bench and play those guys and allow them the opportunity to showcase.
I mean, but yeah, like if you actually know a player is not good and you don't really need them, but I think, like you say, Dre, part of the live period experience is the opportunity to be evaluated and get to the next level. That's what it's for. Now, you have the levels, of course. You have the kids that blow up and do well during those live periods, and their recruitment picks up. But you've got to try to throw in those guys somewhere in there to get opportunity.
But see, this is where I disagree with you. And Will Maddox is saying, if you ain't worth the crap, why would I play? I'm only going 8 deep. I'm only going 8, 9 deep. Scrubs don't need to showcase. Here's my issue when it comes, because I believe a lot of high school coaches think that way. And here's my issue with it. Here's my issue with it. If you don't play them now, they damn sure ain't gonna help you in December, January, February. Why wouldn't you play them now when there's nothing at stake? That's why I don't understand coaches that aren't really going to the bench early in the season. You're not in region.
See what somebody can do. See what they can do.
Yeah.
It might surprise you.
You get them those opportunities early in June, in fall league, in those early games when you go to a Thanksgiving tournament, a Christmas tournament. You give them those opportunities early, and then you shorten up the rotation when you get in region play and you go with the guys that you know can really win you a game. If you're going to shorten the rotation, you do it in region play.
And honestly, if you're playing a few of those kids at the 8, 9, and 10 position or whatever, if you're playing them in the mix with guys that are know how to play already, then they can't hurt you that much. You can cover up some of their weaknesses and see what they can do, or they, like I said, they might surprise you.
Tall glass of milk. No, my God.
Hey, listen.
That's that almond milk.
Yes, indeed. Said go with your best at all. I bet he did say go with your best at all times. I bet he did.
65,000.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, this is a high school live period. Like you're not gonna have. I don't think most high schools are gonna have 8 or 9, 10 dudes that are just that good. So why not play? You know what I mean? You might have 4 or 5,
maybe, and that's at the best.
You might have 2.
And to be honest, for most high schools, you probably only got 1 that they give a damn about.
Yeah, you gotta let him rock out.
Let's be honest. The other 4, you play musical chairs all day. Like most of these schools ain't that deep anyway. But man, that's our show. Love you guys. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Be safe.
Hey man, it's 2 good camps going on this weekend, man. We got Chris Watkins.
Sure. Yep.
Southern Hoops Report this Saturday. Definitely going to be a ton of talent. College coaches are checking in. I got Jared on Sunday, Pro Movement. So it's still opportunities for 2021 to get looked at. You know, it's not over. It's June. I feel like kids still get signed late, especially a ton of JUCOs. Coaches are still getting job opportunities. Like TCC, Tallahassee Community College, just got a new coach today. So, yeah. So Andrew College still looking. Yeah, my dude Chris Reedy on CVCC, they got their camp going on. Like it's opportunities for players to get recruited. So don't give up 2021 prospects.
He probably sent you a shirt, didn't he? You gonna wear it next show, aren't you?
No, that's my dude. I already wore the shirt.
Chris,
my guys.
A little plug.
Chris,
man, y'all don't be rocking with the JUCOs, man.
Chris gave a whole new respect for how college coaches evaluate. Like sitting in the gym, listening to him and talking about players, like it gave me a.
How so?
They spot it so fast. They spot who is who real fast. Like 3 or 4 minutes into the game, Chris like, nah, this is the one right here. This is the guy. Like, and you watch the game play out, shit, sure enough. That's the dude.
No, man. But ton of opportunities. Once we need to find out who's going to be the Andrew College coach. So if anybody knows or have a hint who's going to be the head coach of Andrew College, please let me or Mondre know.
Facts.
Oh, why you want to say me? How you going to know? I don't want to know.
Man, you don't care
about you don't want to know. You don't know.
Bryce D1 only. Bryce don't care about JUCO.
Man, and Bryce Hollywood, man. Hey, it's nothing wrong. You got to be the Hollywood guy, man. You the
I've got something to say.
Yeah.
All right, man. Hey, that's our show. Love you guys. We'll see y'all next week. We'll be at it. Oh, I'll be at Summer Explosion. I'll be at Huff Joint.
Dope.
The 16th. We'll go up there. We'll do a
post. What's the date on that?
It is the 16th.
That's on a Wednesday. I won't be there.
How far is that drive?
For me, 4 hours.
Woo.
Now we'll get there.
Is there
Yo,
anything to do
overnight?
in Denmark? Is there anything to do in Denmark, South Carolina? Not really.
They tell me it's good food.
Hey,
All right.
my Bruce need a strip club or something.
Something.
Hey, man.
Oh yeah, Chris
Orange
Cameron
still
got his skills camp too down in Clayton State, man. Shout out to my dude Cameron, Chris Cameron.
For sure. Shout out to Chris Cameron. Great camps, man. Make sure y'all go to these events, the 4th and the 5th, man. I'm sorry, the 5th and the 6th. Great camps, great opportunities. Still some elite camps out there, man. Make sure y'all go.
Yeah, still opportunities. Get recruited.
All right. Y'all take it easy. It's the Love the Game podcast, man. Good night.